can you define a regular apology versus a powerful apology? And then can we get into how to give a powerful apology?
The other week, I was supposed to be on a podcast with this woman, and I had straight up told this person, yeah, I've got it in my calendar. No problem. I'll see you there 10 a.m. on this day. And it was not in my calendar. I messed up. And I didn't realize that I had messed up until days later. Like it must have been 3 or 4 days when I remember sitting there and going, didn't I have a podcast with this woman? I when is this thing? And I look it up and I'm like, oh my God, I missed it. It
Ah,
happened 4 days ago. And I didn't hear anything from this person. And I didn't chime in, obviously. And so whether this podcast was going to happen or not, I knew that as a matter of my word, I want to make sure to clean up this mess that I obviously created. So I sent her a message, and I love video messages for that reason, sending voice messages and video messages, because text, it can be very, there's a lot of context missing. So I sent her a message that went something, I'm just going to make it up now because I don't remember exactly what I said, but it went something along the lines of, hey, blank, I said that I would be on your podcast at this time on this date, and I didn't do that. And admittedly, I'm a little bit embarrassed. And ultimately, I'm sure you were left a little confused and clueless as to why I would agree to come on a podcast and not show up. And I would actually love for you to let me know what the impact was on you over on your side over there. Anyway, I do want to apologize, and I would love to still be on your podcast. And I want to tell you that I promise you that this will not happen again. And that was my apology.
wow.
So let's break that down exactly what I did there that was different from what you would normally hear in terms of an apology. Now, if I did a regular apology, here's what it might have sounded like. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. You know what? I thought I put it in my calendar and I totally didn't. And it was like 4 days later and I looked and I'm like, I totally missed this person's podcast. I can't even believe it. I'm so sorry. Are you still open for me coming back on the podcast? End of apology. So let's break down what the difference between these two things are. First up, you can say, I'm sorry. It's an expected thing. We say, I'm sorry, I apologize, whatever it is you want to say. That's cool. Now, there are some few key differences that happened. The first thing is that you'll hear in the second apology a lot of excuses and reasons and all that kind of world of storytelling that no one really cares about. If you think about an apology that you've gotten before, maybe think of a time where you were really, really hurt, Justin. I mean, did you really care all about all the reasons about why they didn't do what it is that they did?
Not at all.
Yeah, you were hurt. That was your main focus. And I get it. This one was probably pretty peeved. Like I just didn't show up to a podcast at all. I completely ghosted this woman. So she's probably a little, pissed off. And so I get it. But she does not care about what my reasons and considerations around it are. So I just skip that. And in the powerful apology, I just talk about what happened in reality. I said that I would be there on this day at 10 a.m. and I didn't show up. That's it. That's all that happened. Now, maybe I added in a flavor of I'm embarrassed and blah, blah, blah. She doesn't care about that either, by the way. What she cares about is the fact that then I do the second piece, which is the single most impactful piece of the apology, is that I actually ask her what the impact was on her. I say, what was that like for you, for me to not show up to this thing? That officially really is what creates a powerful apology, because then the apology stops being about me and it actually starts being about her.